Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're taking a trip down memory lane to revisit the most iconic movies of the 1990s.
Why do you want to know my name?
I want to know who I'm looking at.
What did you say?
Number 10, Home Alone. Macaulay Culkin was a mainstay of 1990s pop culture, and his breakthrough came in one of the most memorable movies of the decade, Home Alone.
What else could we be forgetting?
Kevin!
Chris Columbus's Christmas comedy sees 8-year-old Kevin McAllister defending his home from determined robbers. Every 90s kid knows at least a few quotes from this movie.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
And who hasn't done Kevin's hands-on-cheek scream? The sequel offered diminishing returns, but over 3 decades on, the original remains a Christmas-time staple for many families.
Marv!
Harry?
Why the hell did you take your shoes off?
Why the hell you dressed like a chicken?
I'm up here, you morons! Come and get me!
Number 9, Space Jam. If you were confused by the new in the title of 2021's Space Jam: A New Legacy, well, then you probably aren't a 90s kid. Because if you were, we're pretty sure you'd have seen or at least know about the first Space Jam movie.
Bugs Bunny.
You were expecting maybe the Easter Bunny?
Released in 1996, it starred His Airness Michael Jordan, who was arguably the biggest sports star in the world at the time.
I did see Michael Jordan. Pardon me, Mr. Jordan. Could I have your John Hancock, please?
Mixing live action and animation, the comedy saw Jordan team up with the Looney Tunes gang in a basketball match against the evil Monstars. While critics didn't love it, the movie's silly slapstick antics are still an entertaining and very 90s watch.
Whoa! I didn't know Dan Aykroyd was in this picture!
Number 8, Forrest Gump. Just think of all the classic quotes that became part of our everyday lexicon thanks to this movie.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Starring Tom Hanks, Robert Zemeckis' adaptation follows the fortuitous life of one Forrest Gump in 20th century America. Not only did the film gross over $678 million, it took home 6 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor.
You might want to send a maintenance man over to that office across the way. The lights are off and they must be looking for a fuse box or something, because them flashlights, they're keeping me awake.
The film made such an impression on the decade's moviegoers that the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company restaurant chain inspired by the film is still around today, with 35 locations around the world.
Big old warehouse. We even have hats that say Bubba Gump on them. Bubba Gump Shrimp. It's a household name.
Number 7, Mrs. Doubtfire. Here's another great 90s movie from director Chris Columbus. Before Medea and before Big Mama's House, there was Mrs. Doubtfire.
Hello. Mrs. Hillard, I presume?
Yes, I'm Miranda Hillard.
Euphigenia Doubtfire.
Oh, yes. Won't you please come in?
Thank you, dear.
In the 1993 film, Robin Williams' Daniel Hillard dressed up as an elderly lady to get hired as a nanny and be close to his kids. Sure, it's a ridiculous idea, but hey, so is the idea of a magical jungle board game. Robin Williams sold them both.
Are you Alan Parrish?
Yeah. Who are you?
We live here now.
Where's my mom and dad?
We don't know.
Actually, Robin Williams took on a lot of wild and hilarious adventures in the 90s. Mrs. Doubtfire became the second highest grossing film of 1993, behind another movie that will appear later on our list.
Hello! Ah! Oh, I'm sorry to frighten you, dear. I must look like a yeti in this getup. This is my nightly meringue mask, part of my beauty regimen.
Number 6. Fight Club. Yes, we know that the first and second rules of Fight Club are that we aren't supposed to talk about Fight Club.
I see a lot of new faces. Shut up! Which means a lot of you have been breaking the first 2 rules of Fight Club.
But for the sake of this list, we have to, because David Fincher's adaptation of Chuck Palahniuk's novel is a landmark of 90s cinema.
It's only after we've lost everything that we're
free to do anything.
Starring Edward Norton and Brad Pitt, it tells the tale of a disaffected insomniac who starts an underground fight club with a soap salesman. The movie actually wasn't an instant classic and was controversial with critics. It was only after its release on video that it gained a cult following.
Look, the people you are after are the people you depend on. We cook your meals. We haul your trash. We connect your calls. We drive your ambulances. We guard you while you sleep.
Number 5. Toy Story. There are a lot of reasons why Toy Story holds such a nostalgic place in our hearts.
You think they'd never seen a new toy before?
Well, sure, look at him. He's got more gadgets on him than a Swiss Army knife.
It was the first feature film from Pixar, a company that would go on to rule our animation viewing for the next few decades. It was the first entirely computer-animated feature film, a genre that has also come to dominate these days.
This is no time to panic. This is the perfect time to panic. I'm lost. Andy is gone. They're going to move from their house in 2 days, and it's all your fault. Mike!
Then there are the toys. How many kids these days know what a Mr. Potato Head is? Or a Slinky? Back in 1995, we either had those toys or we at least weren't that far removed from their popularity. And finally, beyond all that, it was an awesome film that our parents enjoyed as much as we did.
I have been chosen. Farewell, my friends. I go on to a better place.
Number 4. Boyz n the Hood. The early 90s saw the release of a number of great movies about crime, gangs, and urban America.
Did y'all hear the shooting last night?
Yeah, I heard it. I got on my bed.
Man, you a scary cat.
Films like Juice and Menace to Society made their marks on the genre and the decade, but the movie that stands above them all is, without a doubt, 1991's Boyz n the Hood.
Now what we need to do is we need to keep everything in our neighborhood, everything, black. Black owned with black money.
It pioneered the genre and saw John Singleton become the first African American to be nominated for Best Director. It also launched the careers of Cuba Gooding Jr., Ice Cube, Morris Chestnut, Nia Long, and Regina King.
What's up, my brother? Looks like she wants to talk to you over there. Yeah, I know. I'm just taking my time. Oh, I see. So you're trying to run that game. Yeah, how am I doing? Well, you're doing just fine.
Number 3. Scream. Slasher films were huge in the late 70s and 80s thanks to movies like Halloween, Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street, and more.
I'm crazy after all.
In fact, by the 90s, the genre was already ripe for self-referential satire, which is where Wes Craven's Scream stepped in.
And are the police aware that you dated the victim? What are you saying? That I killed her? It would certainly improve your high school Q.
It was a fresh take in a horror landscape that had gotten a little stale, and one of the big surprise hits of 1996. The movie spawned a slew of sequels and a TV series, becoming quite the franchise juggernaut. Well, do you like scary movies?
Oh, just some scary movie.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite.
Number 2. Clueless. Leave Clueless off a 90s movie list? As if.
Ew! Get off of me! Ugh, as if.
Although this loose adaptation of Jane Austen's 1815 novel Emma still, holds up today, there's no denying how totally 90s it is. In fact, writer-director Amy Heckerling literally sat in on classes at Beverly Hills High School to write the script.
Amber? Miss Stoker, my plastic surgeon doesn't want me doing any activity where balls fly at my nose.
Well, there goes your social life.
While few of us were rich Beverly Hills kids, once the movie came out, we were all incorporating the film's slang into our everyday convos. From checking out the total Bettys to calling out Jeepin' boyfriends.
Perhaps you can explain how this cheap Kmart hair extension got into the backseat of your car.
I don't know where that came from. Now look.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Matilda. Who doesn't want to eat cereal using mind powers? American Pie. We haven't looked at an apple pie the same way since.
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
Reality Bites. It's not ironic that Reality Bites is on this list.
It's when something is ironic. It's, well, I can't really define irony, but I know when I see it.
Clerks. Unlike Dante, this film was supposed to be here today.
You're late.
What the hell are you doing here? I thought you were playing hockey at one.
The boss called. Arthur fell ill.
Why the shutters closed?
Someone jammed gum in the locks.
Wayne's World. Wayne's World is worthy of this list.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're scum! We suck!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Jurassic Park. Little could we know, but those of us who watched Jurassic Park in the theater were witnessing cinematic history in the making. At the time of its release, Steven Spielberg's adaptation of Michael Crichton's novel about dinosaurs running amok became the highest-grossing film of all time, beating out Spielberg's own movie, E.T. Jurassic Park was a groundbreaking film that combined animatronics and CGI in a way that rivals today's biggest blockbusters, taking special effects to a new level of realism. As soon as you hear that John Williams score, you're instantly transported back to an experience of absolute wonder and terror. It remains the ultimate dinosaur movie and a milestone of 90s pop culture.
Hold on to your butts.
Which 90s movie do you keep going back to? Let us know in the comments.
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.